We're out here in the what I have deemed the blacksmith shop, which is going to change actually here in the next couple months. Excited to share that with you, but for now, we're out here to do some heat treating. So we will be using this little thermo-scientific heat treating oven. A friend of mine picked this up at a yard sale or something and didn't have a use for it quite yet. So he said, take it, and if you need it out of your way, just send it back over to my place. So I'm grateful for that. It's been working out really good. We got it set at 804C, which this is 1095, so they want between 800 Celsius, which is 1475, and 815, which is 1500 degrees Fahrenheit. So we'll put them in there. We do 6 at a time, so we'll get those loaded up and wait about 15 minutes. And in the meantime, we'll preheat our oil, which is 50 quench oil, and we'll go from there. Stay tuned. Okay, there's all 6 loaded up. Set a timer, and we'll be back out to quench them here in 15 or 20 minutes. Okay, our oven is up to temperature, and our quench oil I preheated to a little over 100 degrees. It once again is 50 quench oil, so we'll take out 1 scraper at a time, close the door back up on the oven, and quench that, count to 10, 15, whatever it may be, and then set it off to the side on a fire brick I have here, and then grab another one. So here we go. Gotta get a rag. Try and wipe these tongs off in between. All right, that's it. The first 6 are done. So we'll just put another 6 in, set the timer, and wash, rinse, and repeat. This is the last 4. Big fireball. Just kidding. Last one. Next step, we're going to wipe these off with a rag and then put them in the toaster oven to temper them. Draw the temper back from super hard to just hard. Right now they're very brittle hard, and we'll draw them back about 375 degrees roughly. That should get us to the desired hardness we want. Just putting them on this little little rack here that goes in the toaster oven. Trying to wipe them off so that I don't totally fill my shop with smoke, but it will get smoky, but that's why we're out here in the other shop. Some people do this with their knives in their house, which is okay as long as your wife loves you. Here we go. There we go. They're in there for the first 1 hour cycle. We'll probably do that twice. Well, looks like they're all done, tempered. Nice golden color, straw color. So next we will head over to the bead blasting cabinet to clean them up and get them ready for the surface grinder. The scrapers have been heat treated and tempered, and now we're going to take them out. They got this black coating on them from being quenched in the oil, and we're going to take them out to the bead blaster. I'm going to try the steel shot I have first, see if it cleans them good enough. If not, we'll switch back to Black Beauty sand. That seems to always work well. Just thought I'd try something new with the bead blasting. So let's head out into the other shop and get the bead blasting process started. So we cut the material, did some deburring, machined them, then heat treated them, then tempered them, and took them out to the blasting cabinet and blasted them. And now we're at the surface grinder. And what the surface grinder does is actually sharpens the scraper. What I'm doing here is with the surface grinder is just cutting the one side flat, and it actually creates a sharp edge down in those recesses. This also is nice because you can resharpen these scrapers pretty easily. They are through hardened, but if you put them on a stone and just run them flat on a stone, you'll actually sharpen them. You don't have to try and sharpen them in that curve. So you don't have to try and file or anything in this curve. You're actually putting a stone on here, or putting this on a stone, and that's how you can sharpen them. I'm doing 8 at a time here on the surface grinder, and this is a very precise machine, and I do a lot of batch work, so it works out really nice. But yeah, it's as simple as that. So after this, I like to make the engraving stand out. So I'll put some black paint in there and then lightly sand them, and it really just makes them look nice and presentable. And then I put some oil on them and put them in inventory and get them ready to ship out whenever you generous people order them. I take about 10 thousandths off of the back side. That gets me through the decarb layer, or the non-hardenable layer, I guess. I'm not a metallurgist, but that's what it's called, a decarb layer. When I first started making these, I actually thought that I messed up on the heat treat because I was taking a very minimum amount off, and they were checking soft with a hardness file. So I reached out to some people, and they said, I don't think you're grinding down through the decarb layer far enough. So sure enough, I ground down a little bit further, which was only a few more thousandths, and the hardness changed. So that decarb layer really got me. But I've got a little bit better about heat treating and not getting so much scale on them and things like that. So I got everything timed pretty well. So we're getting better as we go. We'll give these a quick check here and see. Let's have some hardness files. .50 skates. 55s. Might be a little bit of bite. I'd say it's between 55 and 60. I keep them pretty hard. So I'd call that a success. So we will unclamp our magnet. Make sure it's nice and clean. We'll get 8 more put on there. I just have a black Sharpie marker on here. And that's my travel range. Okay, we'll lock it down. Make sure they're nice and tight. Raise our spindle up. We'll start at about +6. We'll turn our spindle on. Turn our hydraulics on. Get our table feeding back and forth. Engage our cross feed. Seems like a pretty reasonable first cut. Okay, now that the surface grinding is done, as you can see here, I'm going to make this engraving kind of stick out a little bit. So all I do is take a paint marker or Sharpie marker or whatever and fill in over the lettering. We'll let that dry and then just touch it on the flat platen on the belt grinder, and it'll look great. So let's get all these colored in. Let them dry. We'll go from there. Oh man, I tell you what, I just had my Haas VF3 down for a week almost, and I mean that was just incredibly stressful for me. We made it through. It's running. I know there'll be more problems again at some point, but I'm just taking the win. Gonna get as many parts as I can done. I did this like a true lefty, but I'm not left-handed. I'm gonna get my paint all over my hands now. Not smart. All right, let's let that dry, and we'll kiss them on the belt grinder and make them look pretty. And then add a little bit of oil by ZH Fabrication. Shop Shepherd oil. It's what I've been coating the scrapers in, some of my other parts. It's really awesome stuff. It smells amazing and helps clean and protect everything. So I like using that. And he was a local guy, kind of. He's moving now, but I'm sure he's going to keep making the oil. I sure hope he does. I'd like to get some more of it. And yeah, check him out. ZH Fabrication. Alright, back over here at the old belt grinder. This is just a worn out, I think it's like an 80 grit, to be honest with you. That might be. That's actually a little too worn out. Let's see. This was. If we can even read it. Yeah, that was an 80 grit. That was real worn. Here's a brand new 80 grit. Just gonna have to be a little more careful. Like that. That's pretty tight. It must be a little bit shorter. See what that does. Probably take like no pressure at all. Oh, that's her. That's her. See that? A little deburr on the side there. Couple more things I like to do is from surface grinding it. See that junk in there? It's just grinding dust. It doesn't affect anything at all. I just take wire brush. Get that out of there. Make it look nice. And also from surface grinding these are pretty magnetized now. So I have a demagnetizer that I use to just get rid of the magnetism, and that way when you put them on your bench, all your metal shavings don't stick to them and things like that. So this is it. Hold down the button, pass it through, non-magnetic now. So can you see these two are stuck together? Now they're non-magnetic. Okay, next step, we're gonna put some oil on them. Found this easiest to just put into a lid here. Minimal mess. I just stick them to a magnet. So all I did was put that oil into just a little metal lid, and then I'm sticking them to a little shop magnet, pencil magnet, dunking them in the oil, and I put them in these egg cartons, let them kind of get the excess off. Works pretty well. Good stuff. I hope Zach has a good trip. It's got to be stressful moving. Met him a couple times at some blacksmithing events. He's always been super nice to chat with. So if you stuck around this long, I certainly appreciate you. These turned out really nice. Again, we took some 1095, processed it in the bandsaw, put it in the milling machine, did some sandblasting and some heat treating and some surface grinding. Got to use a bunch of the tools in the shop here, and just going to keep trying to make the shop better. Enjoying making these videos for you. Appreciate everyone that has subscribed. If you haven't, I greatly appreciate you joining along. There's going to be a lot of videos like this: machining, blacksmithing, metal fabricating, probably some shop updates and things along the ways. I have an addition going on right now. It's kind of a big project, so please stay tuned. This has been a really great journey, and I look forward to taking you on the journey with me, and we'll see you on the next one.